outpouring of love for Prince at his home in Minnesota. This following a night of celebrations of his life and music, including an enormous block party thrown by Spike Lee in Brooklyn, New York. Prince had millions of fans all around the world, but ironically, he died alone. That was one of the revelations today about his sudden and still unexplained death yesterday at the age of 57. Dean Reynolds has the latest on the investigation.
A van pulled away from the medical examiner's office this afternoon, returning the body of Prince Rogers Nelson to his family. Carver County Sheriff Jim Olson spoke for many in this community.
This is a tragedy for all of us. To you, Prince Rogers Nelson was a celebrity. To us, he's a community member and a good neighbor.
An autopsy and toxicology test took place earlier today, but the results won't be known for a while. What is known is that Prince was dropped off by friends at 8 p.m. on Wednesday. When staffers could not reach him hours later on Thursday, they went to his 65,000 square foot home and studio and found him slumped in an elevator on the first floor, alone and unresponsive. A transcript of the 911 call shows it came from an unidentified male at 9:43 a.m. The person is dead here, he told the operator, and the people are just distraught.
Is there any reason to believe that foul play was involved?
We have no reason to believe at this time it's a suicide. The rest of it's under investigation.
It is known that Prince had serious health issues, and mystery shrouds a medical emergency that took place a week ago when his chartered jet from Atlanta to Minneapolis was diverted to Moline, Illinois. After treatment there for what aides said was the flu, Prince tweeted, "I am transformed." The next night, he held a party for 200 at his home and offered the crowd this enigmatic thought: wait a few days before you waste any prayers. Deborah Grant was there.
He was on stage for maybe 10 minutes, and then he was done. He sounded kind of frail. You know, he didn't sing or anything.
The sheriff said Prince was a very private person, Scott, but when I asked him if he was a healthy person, he said he would let the medical examiner talk about that when the time comes.
Dean Reynolds reporting tonight. Dean, thank you. Prince was one of the most famous people in the world, but his heart belonged to Minnesota. Jamie Yukas is there.
Posted between the purple balloons and flowers, handwritten messages show just how much Prince was loved here. One reads, "Thanks for the memories." Krista Barnes came with a bouquet and her 3-year-old son.
It was a big deal for Minnesota. We love our own, we truly do, and it's really sad to see somebody go.
Prince Rogers Nelson grew up in a broken home on Minneapolis's north side, raised by 2 musicians. At 5'2", he was known as a good player for his local high school basketball team. But he realized his love for music and saw a career with no limits, creating his unique Minnesota sound. Dana Frank owns the famous downtown Minneapolis club, First Avenue, considered the launching pad for Prince's career.
Everyone was so proud of him, and I think he gave people a sense of pride where they were from. You know, he shot Purple Rain here, he recorded here. Minneapolis was very present in his work.
And Minnesotans were also proud of how he gave back. He generously gave to dozens of charities like the Minnesota Dance Theater, under the condition they would not publicize his gifts. He gave $1.5 million to an after-school program in New York, but his appreciation for his hometown was no secret.
You will always live there? Why?
It's so cold, it keeps the bad people out. I can believe that.
The crowds behind me just keep growing by the hour, Scott. That's because Paisley Park was just such a special place for Minnesota music fans. Prince often opened the gates here and would hold impromptu concerts for the public.
Jamie Yukas at Prince's home tonight. Jamie, thank you. In a